A BL story about two twisted twins who love their adorable childhood best friend, as well as an HBO documentary with great queer role models. More on this in a second, here at Queer Fudanshi. Hi, my name is Devin Jackson Randall, or DJR, and welcome to Queer Fudanshi. Today we are going to be talking about Katakoi opera and the outlist. As always, remember that this is a spoiler conversation, so if you have not checked out these media, go ahead and check them out, or listen to the descriptions here if they sound interesting to you, and then go check them out, and then come back to this video to join the conversation. In addition, if you guys want, you can skip ahead by going down to the description below and finding the section times. So let's get talking. First, we're going to be talking about Katakoi opera. Katakoi opera is a Japanese manga or comic book, and it is about, like I said earlier, two twisted twins who adore their childhood best friend. Akuta falls in love easily and always falls for others. His childhood friend, Ao, has been crushing on him for 10 years. Always protecting Akuta, Ao will destroy any hope of Akuta's unrequited love reciprocating his feelings, as Akuta always returns to Ao's side when he is heartbroken. The Ao who has been thinking, I have to make him realize these intense feelings and this painful desire, will eventually. So it turns out that the story is about a childhood best friend who's pining, who then tries to destroy any chance of love for the main character. Of course, this is very selfish of the character when you actually think about it. You are destroying the chances of happiness for someone because you can't be honest enough to confess. And then, of course, later on in the comic, it ended up that the only way he could confess was to sexually abuse the character. That said, in a wonderful BL fashion, the molestation was completely forgiven and ended up creating a love scenario for the two characters. That said, there were 4 interesting characters to the story that helped make it better and helped you forget about the bad points of it. Specifically, the two twins were wonderful to watch. They were two very showy, kind of dark and twisted looking type of characters. Looked like they could have been models or something. In addition, I happen to have liked the other person, the other romance option, Narumi, because I found him approachable and kind. He was the kind of white knight as opposed to Ao's kind of black knight persona. And I really thought that Narumi, even though he did not win at the end, I thought he was a respectable person in the scenario. Generally, this mangaka is pretty new, so she doesn't have a lot of stories out there yet, but what I have read so far, I really appreciate. So if you guys want to go check out that manga if you haven't already, and then check out the mangaka's other stuff, because I really do think that she is pretty good. She's pretty interesting. Next, we're going to be talking about The Outlist. The Outlist is an HBO documentary film. It does a bunch of interviews with a bunch of celebrities and townspeople, lay people, about their lives as queer people. Like I said, it's not just about celebrities. It has big names like Neil Patrick Harris, Ellen DeGeneres, but it also has some more random people like a sheriff from California, a teacher, a financial advisor. This film really does try to be diverse in its portrayal of LGBT people. So it has the L, it has the G, it has the B and the T, and then it has all these different professions on top of that. Each person had a different story, had a different feel and tone to themselves. I really liked this movie because it was a depiction of queer people in all different forms. And I really think that each person was a role model in their own way. From the very powerful activist Larry Kramer to the very comedic and entertaining Wanda Sykes. Everyone from top to end, I had loved listening to them and hearing their stories. In fact, I even took notes on all their different events, protests, accomplishments, and I learned more about history and LGBT queerness, I guess. Heads up though, this film is not that accessible. You can find it on Netflix and HBO obviously, but I don't know if there are any other places to find it. So if you don't have access to those 2 channels, you probably don't have access to this film. That said, if you guys want to watch a queer documentary, I reviewed Dancing in the Dark earlier this year, about a month or 2 ago. Dancing in the Dark is a documentary film about gay, black, and Latino men and the club culture and how that affects queerness. So go check that out. They both have the same setup of interviewing people, learning their history and the culture, and I think you guys would like that. It is on YouTube, so just look up Dancing in the Dark. I'll have a link in the description. That is it for my thoughts on these two media. Let me know down in the comments below what you guys think, if you have looked into either one. If you haven't, you should go do that if you can, and then come back and join the conversation. And of course, as always, like the video if you liked it, and subscribe if you haven't already. Queer Fudanshi tries to share LGBT media such as BL and documentaries through news, reviews, and good conversation. So let's get talking. Bye.